When I was a little girl, my mom, dad, brother, and I were really close. We would often do family activities like participate in kite day or just simply go on a walk at the park. Regardless of what we did, I always had a great time. But little did I know that our family fun would soon be gone. Coming home from school one day, I noticed my mom sitting on the floor and my uncle right next to her. It was odd. That wasn't the scene I normally came home to. I asked if everything was okay, and my mom quickly responded with a no. She explained to me that she injured her back at work, and she couldn't even walk. I thought she was just exaggerating, and that she'd be back at work within the next few days. I was wrong. She did try going back to work, but being a preschool teacher didn't allow her to make the body movements she needed to. She couldn't help clean up, she couldn't be sitting for a long time, or just simply bend over. After failing at her attempt, she and my dad decided she was going to take some time off until she was able again. From then on, we were just in and out of doctor's offices. A while later, it was decided that she was going to have surgery. It didn't work. She felt the same. This happened 4 different times, and no luck on any. She was helpless. She felt unbearable pain every day. She couldn't even sleep the full night because laying down for too long would hurt. After going through so many failed procedures, she turned to prescription drugs. I knew she was desperate because she wasn't the type to even take an aspirin if she wasn't feeling well. She took it up until the pain went away. It started out with a couple Vicodin a day, and as time passed, it was up to 1,000 pills a month, plus the highest dose of a morphine patch. By that time, she was mentally checked out. She slept all day, and my dad worked all night. My brother and I basically lived alone for about 2 years. We ate cereal or sandwiches because my mom wouldn't get out of bed. She wouldn't eat, I'd have to take her food every day and feed her. The only time she got out of bed was to pick us up from school, but honestly, my brother and I were better off walking because we'd nearly crash or fall into a ditch on the way home. Things were so weird, but after a while, it was normal. Eating microwavable meals was an everyday thing, and we knew not to complain because it would get us nowhere. This was our life. Time went on and things got worse. My mom became severely depressed. I didn't know who she was. She was a complete stranger. My mom was always the most outgoing one of her 7 sisters. She'd always plan parties, be super loud, and she would always try to make everyone laugh. She always said she hated sleeping because it wasted so much time. It's kind of ironic how for so many years, that's all she did. One night, she came into my room crying, and she laid down on my bed next to me. We laid there for a bit, and when the tears stopped, she said in these exact words, "Take care of your brother, don't have a boyfriend, listen to your dad, and get good grades." She then kissed me, told me she loved me, and walked out. Some minutes later, I saw red lights outside. I was confused. Quickly, I ran out of my room so that I could get an explanation, and that's exactly what I got. I saw my mom being taken out on a stretcher, and immediately, I knew what had happened. She tried committing suicide. I hoped I was wrong, so I listened to my dad and Ann's conversation, and I got confirmation. I was right. I felt rage. I hated my mom for trying to leave me. I hated her. After that situation, I said screw it to everything. I got bad grades and began disobeying my parents. My mom got admitted into a mental rehabilitation hospital, and that's where my dad, brother, and I would spend our days for about 2 weeks. This wasn't the only time she tried leaving. There was a time after. She says I found her passed out on the bathroom floor and that I called the cops, but I don't remember. I didn't even know it was possible to mentally block something out, but I guess that's what I did. So after that, there was another couple weeks at the mental rehab hospital. Finally, after the second incident, my dad took action. He enrolled my mom into a place called Cold Springs in Napa. It was rehab, but it wasn't a hospital. It was a beautiful 3-story house. There were 7 other patients seeking help. They had their own personal chefs, trainers, and psychologists. Only 8 patients would be attending this program at once. This way, more attention would be paid to each individual. She was there for a month, and we would visit every Sunday. Not checking up on my mom every night felt weird. I felt the need to protect her, but I knew she was fighting to get better. Saying goodbye after each visit was the hardest thing to do. After the second Sunday that I saw her, I finally saw the sparkle in her eyes that I missed so much. I had so much hope. I prayed every night. I needed my mom back. We needed to make up the missed years. After the month had passed and my mom was released, there was an obvious difference. She had lost a drastic amount of weight and was down to only a few pills a day. The next year, she got involved in soccer. She became the president of the league and realized it's what she loved doing. I had my mom back. I had almost lost hope, but I'm so glad I didn't. Things still aren't how they used to be. Doctor visits are still part of her weekly and monthly routine, but she learned how to manage her pain and everything else will progress. She's down to 9 pills a day now, including her morphine patch. These are all much lower doses because she can bear a lot more pain. Sometimes, people just need to figure things out, and I'm sure that's what happened with her. Second chances aren't things people normally get, but my mom got her second chance at life. I knew that things were on me now. I didn't know if I could bring myself to forgive her. I couldn't just forget about everything, but I knew that with time, it would escape my mind. I wanted peace. I wanted to let everything go and start over. Forgiveness doesn't mean giving people a second chance to hurt you. It's just giving them an opportunity to improve on their previous mistakes. This, I believe,